Good afternoon. We're live for another edition of Harness News Live, May 31st edition. This is I believe, the 14th edition of the show. It's been a great time. Back from Calgary, had a great time doing a live show there. We had some technical difficulties, of course, but we'll learn for next time. And it was great talking to James Youngquist, who did call on our podcast that something would happen that we're going to talk about later. But yeah, we got some more exciting news to talk about from around the world of harness racing. Of course, we had a world record get hit. We had some racing overseas to talk about. We'll talk about with Century Downs and everything that went on there. The OSS Gold Series begun. The winning return of a horse, Sylvia Hanover. We had the Kentucky Finals recap. Western Fair closes. Grand River opens. A new bet coming to Mohawk. And of course, we'll do a quick recap of everything going on at Harness Link on our correspondent focus. But up first, there's some Sunday invitationals going down at Harrah's, Philadelphia, which produced the fastest mile ever on a 5/8 track. Ruthless Hanover paced his mile in a stunning 1:46.3 as he won the $100,000 Joseph Auger Memorial. The time beats the previous record of 1:46.4 set by Allywag Hanover in November. Let's take a look at that historic moment.
Hanover, clear by 3.5. Inside Hullabaloo's second. Lochinvar looks to game third. Racing in fourth. South Beach Star top of the stretch. Man, Napolitano's not moving a muscle here. And now out go the plugs on Ruthless Hanover. They straighten away. Ruthless Hanover clear by 3.5. Lochinvar in between. On the outside, South Beach Star moving up, but it's all Ruthless Hanover. Down to the finish. Ruthless Hanover wins by 4 over South Beach Star. Lochinvar and Hullabaloo. Ruthless Hanover did it. World record. 1:46.3 over a 5/8.
Wow, incredible stuff there. The track record had actually been beaten earlier in the day as well at 1:47.2 by Southwind Gendry. The card also contained the Betsy Ross and Maxie Lee invitationals. The Betsy Ross had Max Contract explode down the stretch, got up the middle of the track to upset at 19-1. Trench's Dragon was narrowly beaten second. Doug's Babe A was a close third. Here's that big finish in the Betsy Ross.
4 wide is Doug's Babe, 3/4, 121. Inside, Nikki Hill has the lead. Attacking on the outside, Treacherous Dragon. Up into third, Doug's Babe. Racing Bell looks for Racing Room from far back. Drama Act is rolling now. She's winding up 4 wide. They straighten away. Outside, Treacherous Dragon. Here's Doug's Babe. On the far outside, Drama Act now. Try to bully her way. Here comes Max Contract, and she's flying at big odds. Treacherous Dragon, Max Contract, Doug's Babe down to the finish. Tight for win of the Betsy Ross. That is close. Treacherous Dragon, Max Contract hit the line together in a thrilling finish, 1:49.
Wow, crazy finish there. We also had Hill Exotic breaking another world record while winning the Maxie Lee. He powered to victory in 1:50.2, the fastest mile ever by a trotting gelding older than 4. He also equaled the stakes and trotting track record. Here's a quick look here at the Hill Exotic breaking that record.
Away, Gingras and Pleurs. Outside in the mid at Hanover. Room at the end for a $100 bill. Mid-stretch, Hill Exotic is standing his ground in the Maxie Lee. Hill Exotic does not disappoint. Close for second in the mid at Hanover, a $100 bill. Close for fourth, 150. And 2 final time for Hill Exotic.
Some very exciting racing going down at Harrah's, Philly over the weekend. Like we said, the great finishes there. And that, again, was Hill Exotic breaking the world record, trotter world record for trotting gelding older than 4 in 1:50.2. Let's move across to the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. We had some elite lop action early Sunday at Solvala. And Honek tied the stakes record in doing so. He was up big late and had enough to hold off charging San Montour and win the elite race with a rate of 1 minute and 8.9 seconds per kilometer. Here's Honek winning the elite lop.
Där i andra spår, här är vid upploppets början. Etonek Sanmotor försöker. Etonek Sanmotor, dryg längd bakom, undring till mål. Onek för Sanmotor, det blir Frankrike. Onek!
Wow, what a great finish of one of the biggest races in the world. Of course, this will make it back-to-back Elite Lot wins for France. Last year in 2022, Etonet won the race. So congratulations again to France and all the connections there winning the Elite Lot. We're going to jump back to where I was over the weekend. Century Downs, they hosted a slew of stake races, had me on air, had me call a race over the weekend. It was a great time. And of course, had mental health day there, but also some pretty big history was made as Shark Week became the fastest horse in Western Canadian history with a stunning mile of 150 and 1. It was pretty incredible there as he was the previous track record by a whole second, and was today's top pace, of course, at the I love this 11/16th mile oval. I love the dimensions at Century Downs. Here's a quick look at Shark Week setting the record.
Shark Week driving away 3/4, 122 and 2, and it's Shark Week by 7. Hennessy staying after Shark Week. He's opened up a huge lead here in the preferred. Might be thinking track record, as it is an 8-length, 9-length advantage for Shark Week. Shark Week and Mike Hennessy home in the preferred. What's the time? It is 150 and 1. New track record here at Century Downs.
Thank you for the call, Murray. Of course, Century Downs track announcer Murray Slow with the call there. He was excited. The crowd was excited. 150 and 1, fastest time in Western Canada. You know, Shark Week has been arguably one of the best horses in Western Canada this year. 8 wins in the top level in Alberta. Now set, the fastest time in the region's history. Keep an eye on Western Canadian harness racing. I know I'm a little bit of a homer, but Shark Week, if we see Outlaw See My Shadow again, there was a horse in that race that also has a lifetime mark pretty close to the 150 and some change mark in Red Shore Arsenal. There's some things going down in Western Canada, so keep an eye on it. And they also did have some eliminations. They had 3 eliminations for the Diamond, ABSS Diamond filly, 3-year-old fillies. In the first one, Beat Bopalula won in 156 and 1. The Dave Kelly trained and driven his entry. I believe the top 3 should make it to the finals. I just saw the entries did just drop right before the show started. So the first elimination, of course, you had Beat Bopalula, you had Sinalta Token, and Handcuffed, your top 3. In the second elimination, She's My Inspiration with Nathan Sobey, wins in 156 and 3. They were joined by Risk of Thunderstorm and the Manitoba bred My Little Chloe, who should make it now to the final. And you also, the third elimination, you had Caviar and Crackers. Philip Giesbrick drives the Rodstar Whiskey train entry. We had Festivus in second, Promise Kept in third. So those 9 fillies should move on to this week's final. We also had the Marksman elimination, 4 eliminations in that one. Guaranteed top 2 would make it. So you really had to make sure you're finishing near the top. In the first elimination, Giesbrick, St. Malo, Manitoba's own Philip Giesbrick, gets it done again, 155 and 1. Ponder No Longer. This one would be Opulent Dragon, finished second. Sorry, a little tongue-tied there. In the second elimination, in 154 and 4, Philip Giesbrick does it again with the Kelly Hort entry this time. Mickey Mantle, 154 and 4. Why Are You So Serious, finished second. In the third elimination, Logan Gillis brings home the Kelly Crump train. Catfish Jack, Mr. Moose finished just behind in second. And in the fourth elimination, Virtual Horizon, the Brandon Campbell trained and drives that his own entry there. And Tinamy, my kids like that horse's name, finished second. And I did check real quick on the entries. 5-Star Dragon will also draw into the final. There are 2 also eligible, or there's an also eligible for each one as well. I don't remember those ones off the top of my head, but those stake races will go down Saturday. Well, my time zones are all messed up. 3:15 Eastern time at Century Downs. So it'll be a good day of racing again. They also have their racing on Friday night at Century Downs. Make sure to check out the Diamond and the Marksman finals. Sorry, excuse me. Back to Ontario. The Sire Stake Gold Series kicked off. The highest level of racing in the Ontario Sire Stake program kicked off Saturday with a big upset in the first division of the year. Ghostly Casper I don't know if he's the friendly ghost. Ghostly Casper wins with the trotting hobbles off, closed first up and saw it through by defeating Hasty Bid down the stretch to win the 101,300 event. Here's the stretch drive by Ghostly Casper.
In a final turn tussle as Ghostly Casper lets him have it 3/4 in 127-2, and Ghostly Casper has got a neck up in front. Hasty Bid battles on the rail in second. Third outside Snowpiercer, angling out as Dewey, Dealin, and Y. It's Ghostly Casper. Hasty Bid fights back at the rail. Hasty Bid, Ghostly Casper, little separates them late. Ghostly Casper sustains that uncovered first overdrive right.
Well, good finish there. The other division was less of a surprise. Tuscan Prince, the 6-5 favorite, launched first over going into the far turn and won a battle with Osceola to take the second split in 153 flat. Here's a clip of that stretch battle.
Inside, DW's point man, Oluk Magic fourth outside. Passerino's back in at fifth. 3/4 in 125-3. Tuscan Prince into the stretch with a short lead. Osceola fights on at the rail. Osceola's inside. Outside, Tuscan Prince. It's Tuscan Prince with a short lead. Battling on at the inside is Osceola. Tuscan Prince, Osceola. These two take off by 5 on the others, and it's Tuscan Prince minding his manners tonight. Tuscan Prince to win a length on Osceola.
Yeah, what a great finish down the stretch there. The OSS Gold Series continues this Friday at Woodbine Mohawk Park with one division for 3-year-old pacing fillies. We'll have a little bit more news about a new addition to Mohawk will be coming up that will be available, I guess, for the OSS Gold Series 3-year-old pacing fillies on Friday. Before we get to that, though, Sylvia Hanover, an O'Brien and Dan Patch winner in 2022, won her first start of the year at Woodbine Mohawk Park with style. The filly who won the Breeders' Crown last year made a 3-wide move on the final turn and swept from 6th to 1st in the stretch to win her seasonal debut. Let's take a look at that. It's 3 wide.
8-4 in that third quarter. Into the stretch they come, and it's into the Mystic Moon. Trafalgar's on the outside. Better Be Done is 3 wide. 4 wide comes Sylvia Hanover. Sylvia is steamrolling, and McClure sitting chilly on Sylvia Hanover, and she's on the far outside breathing fire. Sylvia Hanover closing from a tough spot against some older gals, and boy did she look good. Sylvia Hanover in a 151-1.
Wow, what a great finish there. Sylvia Hanover was 8 for 9 last season, winning 5 major stake finals. She was named the 2-year-old pacing filly of the year in both U.S. and Canada. Looks sharp already to start another big campaign. What a great finish. I love these replays. All these replays have been close and really exciting. We had some more big finals that end on Monday at Oak Grove. The Kentucky Sire Stakes for 4-year-olds went down. There was 150,000 up for grabs in the 4 divisions. Boudoir Hanover won the 4-year-old pacing mares division in a time of 150 and 2. Mike bad. Todd McCarthy was in the bike. It was trainer Tony Ulanya, exactor on his other entry. Queen of Success finished second. I Did It My Way won the pacing horse and geldings division in 149-1. Andrew McCarthy this time was in the bike. Same trainer. Alanya, again, has the exactor with Tarasi finishing second. Pioneer as I'm tongue-tied today. Pioneer as trotted her way to victory in 152-3, claiming the 4-year-old trotting mare division. Tony Hall was in the sulky for the Annette Lorenzen trained entry. And last but certainly not least, I like this name. Keg Stand earned the 4-year-old trotting horse and gelding title with a 151-1 performance. Yannick Gingras stirred the Nancy Tactor trained horse to victory. So again, big races going down on Monday. And there's still more to come. We also have some new track opening up this week as Western Fair says goodbye. Grand River joins the action. The 20th season is set to kick off Friday at 6:30. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, they will go to post until late September. And they also will be hosting their annual Industry Day on August the 7th. Before we wrap up, to go to Harness Link correspondent focus, some news dropped this morning, I believe, kind of thing. The Omni Wager is coming to Mohawk Park. Omni, or also known as Swinger Bet, is coming to Mohawk and Woodbine Mohawk Park and the Thoroughbred track starting Thursday, starting June 1st. It requires the horse players, the bettors, the gamblers, whatever term you want to call them, to select the 2 of the top 3 finishes. So you need to pick either first, second, first, third, or second and third in the race. Yeah, you know, and it's an interesting bet. It's an interesting bet. I've seen it at 2 or 3 in the morning when I'm watching European and Australian races. It's interesting. It kind of, I don't want to say easier, but I mean, it is probably a little easier than Quinell and Exactors in a way. There are 3 payouts for it every race, as it has to pay out first, second, first, third, and second, third, like I said. So very interesting. So again, yeah, that will be available June 1st at both Standardbred Racing at Mohawk and Thoroughbred Racing at Woodbine. And it's kind of got my interest peaked a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Before we wrap up, we're presented obviously on harnesslink.com. Great people there writing on things every day. We have Thomas Hicks. He provided coverage all day on Sunday for the Elite Lop. We have Terry Gaines broke the news of the sale of an Aussie Pacer being sold to American Connections. Bruce Stewart wrote an in-depth feature on trainer Murray Gibbs. Tom Pye took a look back at Nitros. Steve Wolf covered all the $100,000 Ohio State Sire Stakes action. Garnett Barnsdale provided an analysis and coverage of Top Racing, our new addition. The kid's doing great. And of course, myself, I continue my Trey's 2 cents piece. I talked briefly about where I believe harness racing is in Western Canada. And of course, the Where Are They Now series. The horse's name is Philly. No lying. 5-year-old mare now named Philly. And the Manitoba bred mare reemerged. So I thought it was worth continuing that series up. That's everything today. We're going to have a lot more to talk about on the weekend, a lot more stake action, a lot more things going down. No technical difficulties today that I know of. I'm sure producer Ace will tell me about anything afterwards. But, we're going to learn. We're going to do on-location shows more often. And sometimes you have to have a few hiccups to see how you can improve things. So, again, we'll be back Saturday, 11 a.m., back here on Harness Link, our Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We'll also be back next Wednesday, same time, 2 p.m. Have so much more to talk about. So excited. Just going to do a shameless plug. If you want to see CFL fantasy football, check out my other podcast, the CFL Countdown. We're doing fantasy football draft tonight. I have the first overall pick, so have to throw that in there just in case the boys are watching from that. On behalf of Ace Behind the Scenes and everyone at Harness Link and myself, Mr. Manitoba, Trey Colbeck, take care. See you next time.